Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? So I wanted to go ahead and kind of explain, how did I get to VIP 15? Of course, some people have asked, kind of what's the best way to get your VIP level up? Of course, when you're starting out, at VIP 1, you can see that the benefits here are pretty darn well. They're not terrible, but they're pretty bad. And you really don't see, any good benefits from the VIP until you're at about VIP 8, where you get that auto complete and auto battle. That's really not too bad stuff, right? But really, VIP 12, right, is kind of where you'll start to really notice, your stats are starting to get jacked up a little bit. But by VIP 15, you're doing a free acceleration at 60 minutes, unlimited Bravehearts, unlimited Elite Stage, and look at all those increases to the stats, right? Now, if you're wondering, how did I get to VIP 15? I got it through gems. Now, of course, when you're starting out, most people probably don't have a million gems laying around. Now, of course, I can tell you how I got a lot of gems. You can check these videos up in the description that I have that will tell you how I got a million gems and the way I did. That only took me a couple of months. But what I recommend that you do, and this is what I should have done, really, frankly. I got into this a little too late. But, if you're really looking, okay, to get a ton of VIP points, and I think anybody that starts doing this early is going to really find it useful, all right, is you've got to get Harpy. Now, I've talked about Harpy in the past being one of the better shelter capacity increasing hero familiars, right, that you can actually get in a game. But she's also really well known for her first-class support skill. Now, the thing about this skill, all right, and this is something that I've been noticing for probably the past month, all right? I've been keeping up with it, but look at all these VIP points. Again, I haven't bought any, I haven't done anything different. These are all generated from the Harpy in only about a month's time. Now, to be quite honest with you, all right, that is a little over, okay, a couple 100,000 points. That, frankly, I think just about anybody, all right, seeing that kind of growth is an enormous change compared to where you would have only been making 600 points a day. 100,000 points in a month is a lot of VIP points, really. In all honesty, I think in that amount of time, all right, assuming that you were logged in consecutively for an enormous number of logins, all right, at 600 points a pop in 30 days, you're looking at 120,000. But if you can get your actual additional 100K every month, right, you're looking at 200,000 a month. Now, that's a lot of VIP points, to be quite honest with you. It really wouldn't take you much, give it 5 months, and you're looking at probably about a VIP level or two every day. Now, the thing is, right, with getting the VIP level up there and getting it up there really quickly, is you either, A, spend gems to get there, which is what I did. Obviously, some people out there that you're probably going to, the whole idea of doing this is just why? Why would I want to? In my opinion, it was both for it's both because, when you're a rally lead, you kind of need to have the extra amount of stats. It's a good chunk of damage that you add to your account because of having VIP 15, but also, it's just unlimited Bravehearts. There are so many interesting little benefits, whether it be your travel speed increases and the production increases. Those are things that, frankly, not a lot of people have, and I'm pretty goddamn happy that I have. But, obviously, I can understand why some of you guys out there might hesitate a little bit when you actually see these kind of numbers. And again, I stress this, if you're looking to get VIP 15 and do it in a way that is perfectly normal, not do it, in the fastest way possible, not trying to focus on it. Obviously, playing the game consecutively is going to help, but if you really want to get that VIP level up, one of the things that I actually did, and this is one of the, this is an over grand scale strategy that I've been telling you guys about for freaking, I don't even know how long, all right? which is that if you save your holy stars, and again, if you want to know how you get them and how to get them a lot, I'll have some videos up in the description below as well. But needless to say, I mean, really, if you are looking, okay, to get a lot of VIP points, one of the few ways you can actually get a lot of them is in the labyrinth, of all places. All right, because really, if you think about it, all right, if you go into the normal labyrinth and you chunk away at, say, if you have 50,000 of these, for example, you might get a handful of VIP points this way. But frankly, if for any of you out there that have bought $100 packs, all right, you're going to run into these 100, 1,000, 500s, and you can get 11 times those VIP points. And frankly, that'll add up it'll add up pretty quick, especially if you've got a lot of VIP points just wanting to store around and you just want to be able to, maybe max it at once, right? That, in my opinion, is one of the better ways to get them. But of course, if you're really wanting to of course, I say that because, it's one of the better ways to do it. It's something that it's not everybody's focus, but that's one of the end products of the labyrinth, really. But one of the few things that you can do, and this is going for pay to play or free to play, is that if you're really aiming to get a ton of VIP points, you've got to leverage the events that are out there, okay? There are Wii Gamers points, all right, that you guys can get, and by watching on Wii Gamers and stuff of that nature. And if you guys aren't familiar with that platform, please check it out, because again, like I said, it is one of the better ways to get loots in this game over a period of time. And frankly, I've been doing it for ages, and frankly, I mean, just to give you some idea, okay, of the kind of things that you can get, all right. Let me give you an introductory look at kind of what you can actually expect with the pack system that they actually have for this particular game. Of course, I'm sitting here like I'm like begging to find it, but I can't even see it in here. But I mean, like I said, you can find a lot of stuff. I mean, really, you can. It's the amount of for I think it's about average is about 2,500 points or so. But you can often find VIP point packs, speed ups, guild quests, you name it. They do all kinds of different quest events and stuff of that nature that you can pick up on. And it's not bad, it actually adds up after a certain point. You can actually build up a fairly good chunk of speeds this way in a month. And frankly, I think if anybody hasn't been doing this, you really ought to start. Because I think a lot of people that are just now getting into it really need to start doing it a lot more regularly. Now, of course, one of the things that, I want to point out too is, obviously I've been telling you about the familiar ability, and obviously getting it maxed out is nice. All right, because again, I've seen as high as 5,000 points coming in and out of this particular ability. But I mean, to make the situation even better, I mean, obviously you guys have all known that packs are one of the few ways that you can actually get VIP points in this game. And it's one of those things that, like, a lot of the time when people see it, all right, they've probably seen some VIP point packs out there that just exist purely for the VIP points. Now, in my opinion, right, you could easily sink $1,000 into that and never get to VIP 15. So all I'm gonna say is you got to think smart and you got to plan smart. Ultimately, I think you can certainly get to VIP 15 if you do these 5 things. Which is ultimately, you've got to have a consistent leverage of your actual gym production. That means you got to be getting into that Coliseum, and you got to be getting down there and getting to the top 100 as soon as you possibly can. And you need to be getting your trove up, and you need to get this up as much as possible too. Obviously, just like any other thing, I want to say VIP 15 ought to be the last thing you have on your list of things to do. All right, because if you haven't gotten tier 4 yet, and you haven't done all these buildings and got them all to 25, I would not stress doing VIP 15 at all. But over a long period of time, and you want to play this game as purely free to play as you can, then I definitely recommend getting Harpy and getting her maxed out as soon as you possibly can. Now, talking about the strategy that I was telling you about, one of the ways that I personally am able to leverage gaining a ton of gems and a ton of holy stars and a bunch of speeds and a lot of other things is I leverage the events as they come along. So, To begin with, there is a particular event that I know of that has come in cycles, just like Guildfest and KVK and like any other event. It comes up and around, and it's not very common, but it is basically a 3-hour monster event, and they usually will spawn us 3 of them in the kingdom. They last for 3 hours in rotation, and essentially 90% of the time, they will drop holy stars, they will drop all kinds of good loot most of the time. And a lot of the time, you can, if you've been doing this, and this is what I've been doing for ages, is I save my speed ups and I do hell events. I wait until there's Watcher events, I wait until there's Chaos Dragon events, and I use my speed ups then. I don't ever, and I mean ever, use my speed ups until those events appear. Now, the reason for that is obviously you're getting your Watcher medals, but the other reason is because then I'm also tacking on a ton of energy that I'm getting from those events alongside them. Now, the benefit of that is that, ultimately what you can do then is you can eventually save up. And again, you guys can buy packs if you want. That's totally up to you. But one of the few ways that you can actually stack up on energy this way is by doing that as a free-to-play. Now, obviously, as a pay-to-play, the option is there to pay all the way to victory. That's up to you. But, and of course, one of the few ways that you can really bulk up on this, right, and be able to do this pretty regularly for really cheap is obviously a lot of people out there have probably heard of Amazon coins. And, of course, I'm no... Believe me, if you can catch a particular discount event like a coin stoppable event, that's really the time to get into the Amazon coins. But most of the time, Amazon coins is not so great. Like right now, they got a deal going on for the UK where people can go in and they can make some points there. But generally speaking, for those of you out there that are just like completely unfamiliar with the whole scenario with Amazon coins, just understand that essentially Amazon and their app store are basically offering a in-game currency called Amazon coins that they use for their apps under their app store. And Lords Mobile happen to be on there. You can then use those coins, which are mildly cheaper sometimes, to buy packs. And of course, if you're really wanting to make a quick buck, it's one of the few ways that you can kind of save money, especially if you buy in packs of 500. Because you can get like $500 worth of packs, usually for only $325 to $375, depending on what the discount ratio is at the time. Because like I said, it fluctuates and it's not exactly reliable. But of course, needless to say, that's just some information that I can kind of share with you guys, at least on the topic of actually getting to a point where you can really make the most out of getting to VIP 15. But needless to say, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to check those videos out in the description. And needless to say, I'll see you guys next time.